Welcome back to Gentle Herb Living. If you've ever walked down the garden center aisle surrounded by bags of compost, perlite, vermiculite, bone meal, and biochar, wondering which one will actually deliver results, you're not alone. Gardeners spend countless hours and honestly a fair bit of money chasing amendments that promise lush growth. But the truth is, not all of them live up to the hype. To cut through the noise, we put 5 of the most recommended soil amendments to a real 90-day test using identical herbs, soil, and growing conditions. The results may surprise you, and what worked and what didn't could save you time, money, and frustration in your own garden. To ensure the test was balanced, 5 identical 15-gallon containers were filled with the same base garden soil. Each container received 1 amendment, compost, biochar, bone meal, vermiculite, or perlite, applied at the recommended rates. Basil, oregano, and thyme seedlings were planted in each container, along with a control group that had no amendment at all. All containers received the same sunlight, water, and a light organic fertilizer to rule out outside influences. Over the course of 90 days, careful records were kept of plant height, leaf color, root health, soil moisture, and even earthworm activity. Perlite is often promoted for improving drainage, but in this trial, it drained so efficiently that nutrients were washed away before plants could access them. The herbs showed yellowing leaves, stunted growth, and poor root development, proving that perlite is best reserved for very specific drainage issues, not as a general amendment. Vermiculite showed the opposite effect. It retained so much moisture that 2 herb plants developed root rot by the 6th week. The soggy conditions encouraged fungus gnats and slowed plant growth overall. Bone meal delivered a quick, early boost in root development thanks to its phosphorus content, but by the halfway point, growth had plateaued, leaving the plants no healthier than the control group. Compost was the clear winner. From the very first month onward, plants grown in compost-rich soil displayed really vigorous growth, deep green leaves, and noticeably stronger stems. By day 60, they were about 40% larger than plants in any other group. And the soil itself showed signs of improvement. Earthworms appeared, the texture loosened, and the soil gave off that rich, earthy aroma that signals microbial activity. Compost balanced moisture, slowly released nutrients, and created an environment where beneficial organisms thrived. Even after a bit of temporary neglect, compost-grown plants recovered quickly, showing greater resilience to stress and disease. Biochar was the amendment that, took the longest to show results. During the first month, plants actually lagged behind even the control group, which is pretty consistent with research showing that fresh biochar can temporarily lock up nutrients. But as the weeks passed, the soil structure improved, becoming more crumbly and well aerated. By the end of the trial, plants in biochar-treated soil had caught up significantly, showing some real potential for gardeners who are willing to take the long view. While it didn't outperform compost in this trial, biochar may prove valuable as a gradual soil builder in future seasons, especially in depleted or sandy soils. After 90 days, the conclusion was honestly pretty clear. Perlite and vermiculite created more problems than they solved. Bone meal provided a brief benefit but offered no lasting impact. Biochar showed promise, but patience is required. Compost, however, consistently improved both soil health and plant vigor, all while being inexpensive and often available right at home. For gardeners looking for dependable results, compost remains the most practical and cost-effective amendment. Healthy soil is not about chasing trends or relying on a single ingredient. It's really about fostering a living ecosystem where microbes, earthworms, and plants support one another. Compost succeeds because it feeds every layer of that system, improving structure, fertility, and resilience, all at the same time. If you're looking to build stronger soil and healthier plants, Just skip the gimmicks and invest in compost. It's the amendment that truly delivers. If this test gave you clarity on what really works in the garden, be sure to subscribe to Gentle Herb Living for more research-based gardening experiments. Share this with a fellow gardener who is tired of wasting money on products that don't deliver, and let us know in the comments which soil amendments have worked or failed in your own garden. Together, we can grow smarter and healthier gardens.